City High School. Today is Friday, November 17th, 2023, and here is your Michigan City High School news.
Tomorrow at 10 a.m., there will be a boys varsity basketball home game against Lowell High School.
Also, tomorrow, girls basketball will have a home game against Marquette Catholic High School. JV starts at 12 p.m., and varsity starts at 1:30 p.m.
Here is today's lunch. In lines 1 and 2 is macaroni and cheese, steamed broccoli, a cornbread loaf, and a pulled pork panini. In lines 3 and 4 is brunch for lunch, French toast, sausage, cubed potatoes, and chef's choice pizza. Your fresh fruits and vegetables today are fresh greens, sliced peaches, and coleslaw. Your Market Fresh deli sandwich for today is the ham and cheese deli, and your fresh salads are the veggie and chef's salad. And as always, you can get a PB&J pack or a protein box.
Now let's go to Noemi Sanchez in the studio to tell you about September and October's Student of the Month.
Student of the Month is recognizing students for their behavior, grades, and improvements, focusing on the good rather than the bad. Each month, an email is sent to each department, and they discuss the student based on their grades, attitude, and motivation. The students recognized for the department throughout the school for September: Owen Isley for the counselor's intern, Isaac Davis for the math department, Lindsay Gilly for the English department, Taylor Hall for the student support department, Jess Buto for the social studies department, Keaton Cowgill for the science department, Aiden Gordon for the ROTC department, Aiden Kelly for the fine arts department, Caitlin Ass for the foreign language department, Jaden Wilson for the business department, Christopher Huff for the tech ed department, and Emma Abraham for the facts department. Here are the October Student of the Month: Jaden Sled for the JRTC department, Desiree Jimenez for the science department, Marcus Henderson for the student support department, Angelina Black for the fine arts department, Shane Hemphill for the world language department, Mayam Barshma for the math department, Asia Simmons for the English department, Hannah Parker for the social studies department, Isaac Serrano for the exceptional learner department, Lennon Hoteling for the counselor department, Ethan Sonnenberg for the tech ed department, Aubrey Temple Labuse for the facts department, and Jaden Cambry for the business department.
Thanks, Noemi. Congratulations to the students who received that great award.
Seniors and all early graduates, the early action deadline for college applications passed on November 1st. Did you submit all your early applications? Regular decision applications are due January 1st. Be sure to send those in. If you have any questions regarding college applications, scholarships, or opportunities pertaining to higher education, please contact your counselor. To get you more information, Lorenzo interviewed Mr. Garrett, our district's college career and military readiness coordinator, who knows everything about getting you the best information for your future.
Good morning, Michigan City High School. Today I will be interviewing Mr. Garrett to find out more about college applications and scholarship opportunities. Mr. Garrett is our district's college and career readiness coordinator. He has held this position for roughly 5.5 years, and he's been working for Michigan City area schools for 14 years now. How are you today, Mr. Garrett?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here with you. Mr. Garrett, what are the biggest mistakes you see in students' college applications?
So one of the biggest mistakes I always see is, there's actually two. So one is not applying early enough. That's always like the largest, but if we're talking more like big mistakes they make on their application, the most recent one, and it's mostly pertaining to Common App, is there's a question that says, are you currently enrolled in a college course? Well, if you're taking a dual credit course, the answer is yes, but the question is actually worded a little different than that. It actually is asking, are you currently on a campus other than your high school taking a college course? And a lot of kids put yes, and then it starts asking for transcripts and what's the course, and the answer actually should be no. So that's probably one of the biggest issues I see with kids.
All right, thank you. And do you have any advice about the activities section of the Common App?
Yes. So, first of all, I would say this, and this would be for any freshmen, sophomores, anybody who's listening, is get involved. That's number one, because as you've seen and as experienced, is you have to list some sort of activities. Now, gaming, whatever, it could be anything, but you got to remember that, schools want to see you more than just academically. They want to know who you are as an individual, because you are going to be a selling point and a product for that school. Because if you know as well as I do, you don't see very many commercials for schools unless you're watching like a football game, and then they always have that like one random commercial for each school that's playing. So you are going to be a billboard for them. So they want you to be involved. They want you to have activities and things that you're doing and other interests other than whatever you're majoring in. So with the activity section, I would always recommend that make sure you get involved early. And even if you're a senior, put things that you're involved in. And literally, even if you're in a class that's for grade, sometimes those things can be activities. Being on the morning announcements is an activity. Sure, you're getting a grade for it, but there are things that you guys do outside of the 1 hour a day that you're with that class. So those are things that you should do. So my biggest advice really is just get involved early and make sure you list everything.
Right. Thank you for that. I really understand that. You just want to show that you're well-rounded as a student. Do you have any advice other than the activity section of like what you should make sure to include on your Common App application?
I always recommend that there is an opportunity in most applications that give you an opportunity to do something, to write an essay about something that you might not have been able to answer in any of the other questions. We all have different things that go on in our lives. They still ask a question about COVID because you guys, as the seniors, were what I like to call our COVID babies, because you were freshmen when we started, when COVID-19 hit. So there's always unforeseen circumstances, which basically means things that have happened during your life, whether high school, middle school, elementary, during your life, that they want to hear about, that might be beneficial to them. Like I said, they're looking for well-rounded individuals. They're also looking for students who have a story sometimes. We've all heard about that kid who barely made it out of high school and then went on to college to be successful. Those are kind of things that they're looking for. So if you're given an opportunity and there's something you want to talk about, make sure you express that in that essay. I think it's like always the end of the application of, hey, what are some things that we didn't cover that you'd like to share?
Yeah, thank you. And then what steps would you recommend underclassmen take right now to be prepared for college applications coming? So, looking at our freshmen, sophomore, juniors.
So the first thing we already talked about, which is get involved early. It doesn't matter. There's so many clubs at the high school that you can be involved in. There's things that you could do outside of this. There's community service that you can get involved in. That's a number one. Second thing, which probably should be number one, is make sure you're here in school and getting everything you can out of your classes. Schools look at your courses. They want to know what you're taking, what you're capable of. Don't drop classes because you got the B in them. Stay in the class because that class is rigorous and they want to see that, yes, this is a tough class and you may have struggled a little bit, but you still stuck through it. Those are very important things. Attendance is important. If you're not in school, you're not able to learn, and schools notice that and they can see that in trends in your grades. Get involved, grades, attendance. Those are like the big things that I would always say. And my fourth thing is ask questions. We're here, your counselors, myself, every staff member in this building, the custodians, everyone are here to help. Ask questions. If you have a question about something, ask early. Don't be afraid to ask. There's no such thing as a stupid question. And the earlier you ask, the better off you are later. So it doesn't hurt to ask questions. And the fourth thing I would say is check my emails. I yell at seniors all the time about this. If you see an email from me, look at it, because it's either me giving you money from a scholarship. I got an opportunity here where there's a school coming and they're waiving fees and things like that. I don't send emails that are spam. All my emails are important. Read my emails. That's important.
We'll make sure to read your emails. Thank you. I appreciate you for that. So I also want to ask about, aside from college applications, about scholarship opportunities. I feel that a lot of students struggle with finding either information about scholarships or don't know where those opportunities lie. Do you have any insight or information about that?
Absolutely. So the number one thing is back to my emails is when it comes to local emails or local scholarships, anything that has come from an organization that's from our community, they always send that stuff to me, and then I send it out to all of our students through email. In addition, I also attach it to the scholarships tab in Naviance. And for those kids who are like, what in the world is Naviance? I've never even heard of it. If you log into your Clever and click on the Naviance app, there's a bunch of things in there that you could be using to discover those scholarships. In addition, there are tons of websites, but you have to be careful because there are some that are literally charging you money to give you free scholarships. Don't ever put in a credit card for a scholarship. That is a scam 100%. Fast Web is a big one that there's millions of scholarships. It's literally the search engine for scholarships. It's like Google of scholarships. You type in things, you can filter things down. Oh, there's a left-handed scholarship. I'm left-handed. I'm not, but I'm left-handed. This is a scholarship. There's a duct tape scholarship where you literally dress in duct tape for prom. You take a photo, you enter a competition. Whoever wins gets the scholarship. The other thing I would say is when you're applying to schools, once you've been admitted, all of those schools have scholarships depending on your major. You have to pay attention to those. In addition, I'll go back to saying check your email. Now I'm talking about your college email based on the school that you've been accepted into, because there are times where they're emailing that college email address with scholarship opportunities.
Thank you for that. I also want to ask you about summer programs. I know that there's a lot of opportunities to get involved with higher learning during the summer as an underclassman. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So, one of the big things that we've been afforded, actually, for our school particularly, is the Notre Dame pre-college program. So, talk to your friends that are now seniors and actually some juniors who were in part of this program. But Notre Dame has afforded the opportunity for free, and this is about an $8,000 or $9,000 summer program where you'll actually get college credit and you'll spend 2 weeks, I believe, on campus with Notre Dame. I sent out information to all of our sophomores and juniors probably about a week ago, I want to say, with the application. There's a video in there kind of showing what the program is about. That's one of the big ones, and that's free. I like free. So, in addition to that, Purdue Northwest does college they don't call them pre-college, but it's their summer programs. Some of those have a cost to them. It's very small, $100 or something like that. But I will send information as those come out as well. Honestly, if you are interested in a school, the easiest thing to do is to look up that school and then look and see if they have any summer programs for high school students. A lot of them do. All your Ivy Leagues have them. There is a cost associated with them. But like I said, we've been fortunate enough that Notre Dame has partnered with us, and we have been sending students now. This will be our second year for 100% free, which is the way I like it. So that's one of the ways that those are the big ones. We also, for seniors, over the summer, we do a summer camp. It's a day camp where I bring in guest speakers from different universities. We talk about financial aid. We talk about applying to schools. We talk about essay writing. Mr. Evans and some of our other English teachers come in and they review essays in advance to you applying to schools. So use that opportunity. I'll send that email out as we get closer to the end of the school year as well for our underclassmen.
Right, well, thank you so much for this. I was able to attend that last year, and I think it's just a great opportunity as well as any other summer scholarship opportunities you can take. Thank you for your time. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we conclude our interview?
I did forget, and when you were talking about scholarships, it's a Promise Scholarship. Huge thing, $5,000 a year as long as you've been in school with us at the high school for the 4 years, and you have a Michigan City address. That's the only unfortunate part about it is you have to have a Michigan City address. It used to be you had to own a home. Now you can be a renter and have a Michigan City address, and you're fine. So it's a very simple one-page application. You got to complete your FAFSA every year. You have to do 40 hours of community service, which if you're already doing community service, that stuff counts. Any activities that you're helping out with where it's not you getting paid for or grade, you can use those hours. So I will always be remiss if I didn't include the Promise Scholarship in that. It's a huge opportunity, and I wish I would have had it when I was in school. So, I mean, that's $20,000 over the 4 years. So.
Well, thank you so much for all this information. Hopefully this will be of help to all of you students.
Thank you, Lorenzo and Mr. Garrett, for that great interview and for all that helpful information.
The Esports team did a 12-hour live stream to help raise awareness for Extra Life. Extra Life is a fundraising program for the Children's Miracle Network Foundation. It unites gamers from all over the world to raise money. I interviewed 3 of the esports participants to get their insight on what went on during the live stream. Good morning, Michigan City High School. I'm Lorenzo Panazzo with MCHS TV, and today I'm here with the esports team.
James Simons.
Courtney Granberry.
Caitlin Est.
Thank you all for being here with me today. So I've heard that you were involved with a 12-hour live stream over the weekend. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
So this Saturday, we participated in a 12-hour live stream for Extra Life Charity Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that goes through the Children's Miracle Network of hospitals. And so what we did was we raised money.
Nice. And so how did that turn out?
It turned out well. We raised $730.
Wow, that's really good. And so now I'm curious, what was your favorite moment of the live stream?
Well, I enjoyed playing Mario Party, and because when we were playing, I was losing most of the time, but at the end, I was this close to winning before I had to leave.
Nice. And how about you, James?
So I was playing Rocket League on stream, and people were donating to make me do things mid-game, like drive backward or do 100 push-ups.
Did you do the 100 push-ups?
I did 50 of them.
Very nice. And how about you, Corday?
Mine was playing Battle.net and Harry Potter with Mr. McCue and dying to Voldemort over and over again. It was very repetitive.
Well, thank you all. I think what you're doing is wonderful. On to the next segment.
We at MCHS TV would like to recognize the importance of Thanksgiving. The first Thanksgiving was celebrated in 1621 over a 3-day harvest festival. During modern-day Thanksgiving, people celebrate by having a big meal filled with traditional food like turkey, mashed potatoes, and pumpkin pie. Remember, it's not just about all the food we eat, it's about showing thanks and gratitude to the people and things you love the most in your lives, whether that be your families, pets, or even your bed. Now, let's head over to Billy to hear what you at MCHS are thankful for.
I'm here with Miss Poulin. Miss Poulin, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Stuffing,
And why is that?
because I've had it for years, starting with my grandmother and then my mom and now my sister. So it's a family tradition.
That's nice. Thank you. I'm here with Miss Wojo. Miss Wojo, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for my dog, Precious, number 1. Number 2, my students. Number 3, my daughter. And probably about number 20, my husband.
All right, thank you. I'm here with Mr. Goebel. Mr. Goebel, would you rather swim in a pool of cranberry sauce or a pool of gravy?
Cranberry sauce.
Why, though?
I feel like the gravy would be like snot.
All right, thank you. I'm here with Miss Chastain. Miss Chastain, what are you grateful for?
My family, and for Thanksgiving, lots of food.
All right, thank you. I'm here with Miss Koza. Miss Koza, would you rather have every meal with no seasoning or every Thanksgiving meal oversalted?
Definitely oversalted. I oversalt my food anyway, so.
All right, thank you. I'm here with Mr. Megacy. Mr. Megacy, would you rather swim in a pool of gravy or a pool of cranberry sauce?
Well, that's an easy question to answer because about 3 times a year I do swim in gravy anyway, so I might as well do it on Thanksgiving as well.
All right, thank you. I'm here with Caitlin. Caitlin, what's your favorite Thanksgiving meal?
I like turkey and probably the sweet potatoes with marshmallows on top.
You're really real for that. Thank you. I'm here with
Roman.
Amir.
And would you two rather swim in a pool of gravy for Thanksgiving or a pool of cranberry sauce?
Cranberry sauce, I guess. Gravy.
Why though?
I don't even know, bro. They just don't like cranberry sauce.
That's valid. I'm here with Miss Freitag. Miss Freitag, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for my family, my animals, most of my department, teaching seniors.
We're the best. Thank you. I'm here with
Jeremiah.
Hey, Taylor.
And what's your guys' favorite Thanksgiving meal?
Turkey with yams.
Baked macaroni and cheese.
Why's that?
My grandma make it the best.
All right, thanks. I'm here with LJ. LJ, would you rather have your Thanksgiving meal with no salt or oversalted?
No salt.
But why?
I just don't like salt.
Okay, thank you.
This is your MCHS TV News, and
Have a great day, Wolves.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the.
At Michigan City High School, I'm George Branch, an anchor for Wolves Den Sports, and today I will be interviewing Coach Meazy. He is not only the head coach for girls basketball and a teacher in our history department, but he is also the voice of Michigan City High School sports. First question, what inspired you to become the voice of Michigan City High School sports?
Well, that's an interesting story only because it was something that the former voice of Michigan City High School, if you will, for the football games, ran into a situation job-wise where he just couldn't do it anymore. So Mr. Shaman just asked me if I'd like to do it. It's something I've always been interested in doing, so I thought I'll give it a shot. So I started with football, and before long, I'm doing volleyball. I'm doing girls and boys soccer. I'm doing boys volleyball now as well, so I'm doing 5 sports, and I couldn't be happier. It's a great gig. I enjoy doing it. I love being around the student athletes.
Yes, that's amazing. And what continues to inspire you?
As far as what I'm doing, as far as these games, well, the kids, you guys, and I mean that sincerely. There's nothing better than when I see a smile on your guys' face, or you feel the excitement maybe I bring to the game as the announcer, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for me. Do I have fun doing it? Do I enjoy it? You better believe I do. But if I can bring some excitement to the Michigan City High School athletic department and get everybody rowdy at the games maybe a little bit, then I guess I'm doing my job okay.
Yeah. Agreed. What effects on students and athletes do you think you bring to the games, especially during home football and volleyball games?
Well, as I said previously, just the excitement, like a big play and using your voice and not being monotonous and having a monotone and getting the crowd into it. That's one thing I know people have told me that I do well. And the funny thing is, I don't even know how I do. When I'm announcing a game, I'm just having fun doing what I do. But when I hear the crowd and people tell me, you're really bringing that excitement, that's what makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've been a football guy, basketball guy, baseball guy my whole life. Volleyball, when I started announcing volleyball, I was a little bit like, how am I going to do with this? And I'll tell you what, volleyball games, the girls and the boys, I have a blast. It is so much fun, and the energy that's brought during a volleyball game, someone gets a big kill, I'm on it. Yeah. I think last year was really exciting because we had a player named Summer McGee. And when she would get her first big point that she would get, I would sit there and say, it's summertime! And I really had a good time with that, just kind of doing things. Cam Bell gets a big run. His name is perfect. Also, just saying, Cam Bell! It's just stuff like that to make the student athletes and the students and the crowd get excited.
Yeah, agreed, yeah. How do you manage being the voice of Michigan City High School sports, coaching, and teaching?
Well, it's not easy. It's putting our home life there as well, okay? And it's not easy, but, it's because I enjoy it so much, there's not much managing. I will tell you this. I live out of state in a different time zone, so I get to school, about 6:45, 7 o'clock every day, give or take. And I usually get home during these seasons. I'm getting home around 9:30, 10 o'clock, sometimes midnight. And it's something that I've had to manage, especially with my family. And but the thing that makes it worthwhile is just the idea that you're doing something that hopefully the kids are appreciating and they enjoy. And as long as everybody's enjoying themselves and having a good time, they're long days, but I manage it because I want to manage it. I want to be there for you guys. It's a lot of fun. So it's not easy at times. Long hours during the fall especially. Of course, then basketball starts and it gets crazy as well. But I think the idea of how do I manage it, I manage it because I have to manage it because this is what I enjoy doing. Yeah. I enjoy it.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most from those 3 parts of your career?
Interesting. So I'm going to tell the truth here. I love announcing. That's just part of my job, okay? Coaching, I've been coaching for 53 seasons, combined softball and basketball. No, not 53 years. I'm not that old, guys. But 53 seasons. I love coaching. It's a passion of mine. My father, I coached with him for years. He's the one that got me engaged in coaching. But the truth is, guys, I don't have the announcing. I don't have the coaching if I don't have the teaching. The teaching's number one. Being in the classroom, teaching my students, that's most important. And I'm being serious right now. Yeah. The bottom line is, it's a reason why we call you guys student athletes, not athlete students. Yeah. So for me, the student athlete is most important. So honestly, I got to say the teaching. And not because I'm being politically correct, but because, like I said, I enjoy teaching history. And again, without you guys, I have nothing else.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you for your time. We also want to thank you for your commitment to the students of Michigan City High School. And I'm George Branch for Wolves Den Sports, and on to the next segment.
Thank you, George, for that wonderful interview with the voice of MCHS Sports. I'm Tatiana Miller, a reporter for Designer's Den, and I'm here with Zachary Dillard. He is a sophomore that is part of Drama Club, French Club, Prism Club, and K-Pop Club. In his spare time, he enjoys listening to music, sleeping, drawing, and playing video games. He starred in the MCHS Drama Club production of Mamma Mia as Sam Carmichael. Thank you for joining us today, Zach. How are you today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
All right, so Zach, how did you manage your time between all of your other activities and the busy schedule for theater?
Dedication, like honestly, it's just a lot of dedication because the schedule is pretty hard. Like you're staying here till 5, 6 p.m. at night, waking up at 6 a.m., Tech week, you're here till 9 p.m., maybe even later. It's just, you just got to dedicate yourself to something you love, It's just a lot of dedicating,
No, I get that for sure. So with all that dedication, how do you get past anxiety or whatever comes before your performance?
I mean, I don't think about it that much, I just kind of think about the fact that the audience is not seeing me for who I am, but seeing me for my character. So I just perform as my character, and I'm not worried about that because that's just I don't have to be myself. I can be anyone I want to be, and they just accept me for me.
I love the freedom that theater can bring to people.
Me too, honestly. I love it so much.
So Zach, we have one last question for you. How do you prepare for your performances?
I mean, I don't really know how to answer that. I mean, I just go for it. I'm not worried because I've done this so many times, and I know the cast has me, and I just go for it, and I get it done, I achieve it, and it goes well,
Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, basically.
All right, thank you so much for joining us today, Zach. On to the next segment.
People wanna talk that talk in reality. You have not seen me in action. You think the come up comes overnight. You ain't behind the scenes, trust me.
Good morning, Michigan City High School. I am Sophia Garcia, a reporter for Senior Student Shoutout. And today I'm going to be talking with the presidents of freshman, sophomore, and junior class. I'm here with Bailey Chavez, junior class president, Micah Woodard, sophomore class president, and Kaya Hart, freshman class president. How are you ladies today?
Great. Feeling amazing.
That's good. I know all of you ladies are in different sports and clubs. Can you tell me how you manage your time? Bailey, can you go first, please?
Yeah, totally. I think it's really about managing your commitments. You gotta really schedule stuff out and look ahead.
Micah?
Yeah, really, going off of what Bailey said, you really have to write things down, otherwise you really will forget, especially with, assignments if you're in higher classes.
I agree. Kaya, can you go now?
So basically, same thing they said, but I really don't plan things out. I just go with it.
You go with the flow?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your biggest goal this year as presidents for each of your class?
Ooh, our biggest challenge as a class this year is going to be prom. We've been doing fundraising for years, and this is the go year, and obviously getting the spirit stick back.
Oh, I don't know about that. I know as the sophomore class, our biggest goal is to keep raising money for prom because we have to do that next year, which is really big, and we want to keep the spirit stick for maybe 3 for 3, but we could be a little realistic, maybe 2 out of 3. I think that's more. Yeah. Well,
I just hope that we have a great, fun year. We try to get the spirit stake. We're going to try really hard for our next pep rally, but
That's always something to
that's
look
good.
forward
Yeah,
to,
we
you know?
hope.
So, how do you ladies plan on accomplishing your goals within this busy school year?
Oh, ours is really, we have the best steering committee out of, I think, all of them. No shade to your guys,
Yeah,
we love you.
yeah.
But just like having that support system is how we're going to have the best prom ever.
I was really about to say that. Like, we have really good class sponsors. We have Coach K and Ms. Anderson. They're amazing. They're always thinking about what to do next, to get another fundraiser to make more money. So we're not falling behind. I really feel like we have good class sponsors helping us along the way. What do you think, Kai?
Yeah, same here. As freshmen, this year, we want to show up and show out to really create the best first impression. As freshmen, we want to make our mark here.
Thank you, ladies, for being here with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for
having
having us.
Of course. And on to the next segment.
Turn it on, cook it up, make it boil, let it soak. Is it hot? Is it cold? What degree? Spill the tea. Turn it on, cook it up, make it boil, let it soak. Is it hot? Is it cold? What degree? Spill the tea.
Who am I here with?
Desmond Howard.
And what's your biggest red flag?
When they don't trust you.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
So who am I here with today?
Emmanuel Sanchez.
All right. So Manny, what's your comfort food?
Macaroni and cheese.
What type?
Baked. Baked macaroni.
Solid food. All right. So who am I here with today?
Desire.
So Desire, what gives you the ick?
I feel like people who are just unnecessarily rude for no reason. Like, what are you being so rude for?
Right. Honestly, stop being rude. All right. Thank you. Who am I here with today?
Mariana Ramos.
So Mariana, what's your biggest red flag?
Wait, is it mine or someone else's? Mine? Okay, I cry about everything. Literally everything. I just cry.
So who am I here with today?
Hunter.
So Hunter, what's your comfort food?
I say a double quarter pounder with a 20-piece McNugget, large Sprite, and a small McFlurry.
Is that just your McDonald's order?
Yeah, but I eat it for comfort too.
All right. Good. Thank you.
Today.
Max.
And what's your biggest red flag?
They like Ford. They like Ford F-150.
So who am I here with today?
Emily Tar.
So Emmy, what would you look like if you were 6'5"?
Here.
You good?
Yeah.
If you were 4'2", how tall would you look?
Short.
Can you show us? Thank you. So who am I here with today?
Ella.
So Ella, what would you look like as a boy?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me do a description. I'd be like tall, like really tall, like almost 7 foot. And then I'd have like a what's that thing called? A mohawk. I'd have like a blue mohawk, cause like why not? And then I'd do like kind of like really like ripped jeans, and they would be like one of those like skull hoodies, and then I would just be like a rock star.
That's awesome. Thank you. Here with today?
Angie and Nellie.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you 2 different questions. So Angie, what's your biggest red flag?
Getting the ick too fast.
So what is the ick? What's your ick?
Oh, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, if he just does something like that's just like not okay, or just like it's just annoying, or like it's just ugly, like it makes me just want to stop talking to them like right then and there. You know?
I get that. All right. Thank you. And so Nelly, who's the finest person in the school?
Oh, me. Ah!
All right. Thank you. Who am I here with today?
Serenity.
All right. And so Serenity, who's the finest person at MCHS?
Tyler Bush.
Who am I here with?
Anila. Gamora.
And who is the finest person at MCHS?
My bestie. My bestie.
Okay, I understand that.
Who am I here with today?
Arthur Joyner.
Arthur, who is the finest person at MCHS?
Ooh, finest person.
Damn, probably Lorenzo Pananzo. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Best anchor on the entire show, right here.